Hi guys, today we're going to work on making patterns using text. And in Gravit Designer, what I want you to do is go to File and make sure when you open Gravit Designer, go to New Design, and you're going to open an 8 by 10 inch document. So make sure you do that first. Then you're going to use the text tool, the T on the top. Click on that tool, and you're going to get all this information on the right side where it says appearance. You have color, you have bold, you have italicized. This blank area right here is the font style. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change the font size here. I'm going to bring it up to 48 for this project. This seems to work pretty well. Okay, there we go. And now you could either just click and type, or you could click and create a little text box. Okay, this is the size of my work. I can highlight the words that are here, and I'm just going to do one or two letters. We're using the letters to create patterns, so we're really taking the letters and their design qualities to make something fun and different. We don't necessarily want them to look like letters in the end. Okay, so I'm going to use my initials. And I am going to change the font. So right now it's Open Sans. I'm going to click on that and wait for, there we go. We got a bunch now. Let's see. I kind of like this one, the scripty one. Let's see what happens when I change it. Yeah, that's interesting. So now I'm going to take that and I am going to experiment with how I put these letters. I'm going to rotate it. So once I click on that box and highlight it, I can rotate it so it's in a different place. The text box is a little big. I don't need the text box that big. So I'm going to just make it smaller to make my life a little easier. Now I'm going to copy this. So I click on it, highlight it, Command or Control C, Control V. And if I grab it, I should have a second one. I do. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to rotate it a different way. You could do whatever you want. What you're trying to do is make an interesting design with this. So I kind of like, I can use my arrow keys or my mouse pad, or if you have a mouse, you could use that. I like that together. So I'm going to leave that. Now there's my design. It doesn't look like a PD anymore. It looks like a little design. I'm going to highlight this together. So I have both of them. I just clicked and dragged right over both of them, and I'm going to do Control C, Control V. And I should have both of them copying to a whole nother one so they stay connected. Now, what I want to do is change the color of one of these groupings. So I'm going to take that one that's highlighted already, go over to my color, and I am going to make this purple. I could also pick my purple up here on the top. So I'm going to go maybe a little darker of a purple. There we go. That's good. And no, that's too dark. So I'm playing around with it, changing the colors. If I want, I could even play with the opacity. I can either change the number here where it says A, or I could dial down the opacity here. What could be interesting about this, it's not letting me do it, of course. Oh, I guess you can't do it with the letters. Sorry about that, but you can see what else you can work with letters. Try things out, see how it works. Okay, so now I have this combo in purple, and then I have one in black. Let's change the one that's here. I'm going to move that over. I'm going to change the black one. I'm going to, just so you can see how you can do it again. So I select those two pieces together, go over to my color, click on the color, and let's make this one red. So it'll be red and purple. So now I have these two forms that are working together. I'm going to take this one and I want to move it closer so these two interact. So I'm using the arrow keys, or I could take my mouse and do it as well, or my mouse pad. There we go. It reacts a little bit later. I like how it looks when they overlap each other like that. So that's the beginning of my pattern. Now I'm going to highlight this whole thing, Command C or Control C, Control V, and move that over. So now I should have two of exactly the same things. I'm going to put these two together. however I want them to go, so I can use the arrow keys to adjust a little bit. But I like this. They almost look like eyes to me. So now I'm going to click off of that and highlight this whole thing. So clicking, dragging over the whole thing, Control C, Control V, and then grab that and move it over. See how it's taking more and more each time? Then I just adjust to where I want this to go. This is a little slow on a Chromebook. I'm trying to do everything on a Chromebook, so I know what you guys are going through. If you don't have, if you're using something other than a Chromebook, you're lucky. So let me move this over a little bit. Okay, it's taking a long time to adjust. I keep hitting the arrow keys and then I have to wait for it to adjust, so it's taking a lot of time. There we go. Okay, I almost have my pattern done. So now I'm going to highlight this whole thing because I want it to go off the edge. So I'm Control C, Control V, and this is going to give me a lot more of this pattern to move over. It's probably slowing down just because there's so many more pieces linked together. Almost there. Let me just wait for that to catch up. There we go. And I need to just add a little more to this end. Or let me see if I can highlight this whole thing and just move it all over. So if I shift it all over and I could adjust it on my page, so maybe bring it to the top of my page. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to copy this and repeat my pattern. So Control C, so I have the whole thing selected and highlighted. Control C, Control V, and then I can drag that down, and it is going to be very slow. We're going to get it. There we go. Drag that down. It's still selected, so all I have to do is Control C, Control V, and then drag that one down. I think it takes a while to copy each one. You can see on the left under my picture, kind of when it copies. So now I get to choose how I want my pattern to go. Maybe I want my pattern to stay connected. So I could actually connect all of these pieces together, which is kind of cool. I could get those little red lines to meet up and the purple lines to meet up. I like that. So I'm going to move this whole section now up a little bit to meet the top section. And I am going to do this until I get everything exactly where I want it. And I'll just keep selecting larger pieces. There we go. I'm almost there. See, it's going to jump in a second because it has a lot that it's working with right now. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Still, there we go. I like that. It's kind of fun, right? And who would have known that that's the letter P and the letter D? So I'm going to copy that whole section. Control C, Control V. So it gets easier as you go. It's going to take a little bit to register here on this Chromebook. Okay. And nope, not yet. Sorry about that. It definitely does take a little while. Okay, I think we're almost there. And now I got the whole thing. So you just have to be a little patient. If you're not working on a Chromebook, that's great. You'll have it a little bit easier. If you have a mouse to work with, that's going to make it easier as well. I need to just line these up a little bit better. So I press the up arrow a couple more times, and then I have to just wait and hope it goes into place, or I can just grab this whole thing and try and shift it. But there we go. It's starting to register. A couple more and a couple over, and let's see if we match them up. And then the last one, I should have one more copy and paste, and then we should be good. So once I get these together in the place that I want them to be, it's just so many linked little letters here that it's overloading this program. But it looks pretty cool. There we go. Okay, That's pretty good. You get what I'm doing. So it's slightly off. I could spend a little more time, but I'm not going to waste your time with that right now. I'm going to just copy this whole thing and paste. So Control C, Control V, and let it register a little bit. It's not ready for me to click and drag. Give it a second. Okay, yeah, the program is reading all these little pieces. Every little box there is a separate letter. I tried unifying them before, but what happened was I lost the color. So by doing these double blocks, I wasn't able to really group them that way. Oh no, I lost it. Oh, let's see. I think I froze my program. Okay. There we go. Okay. You know what? I'm going to stop there and not risk freezing the program again. You get what I did here now, and you'll just create a whole page of this. So if you work with just one color, you can unify them, create compound shapes with that double square up there. That would probably make it a little easier. But like I said, only one color for that. But this is what you're doing. You're creating patterns using letters. I hope that helps.